I recently received an email from Emily, and she writes, "Hi Erin, I've enjoyed learning from you on YouTube. Thank you. I have zero point 0.4 acres and would like to incorporate a food forest, greenhouse, and chicken coop, but I'm lost as to how to put a design on paper. Do you have a process for that? I also don't want to take on more than I can reasonably care for, and I'm wondering how to pursue this project without it taking too much time or resources from my family. Regards, Emily." Emily, I hear you. When I first started this project 4 years ago, I was at a loss of where to even begin. Looking at food forest videos, I remember thinking, how could I possibly draw all these plants, layers, complexity, and this diversity of life on a flat sheet of paper? And I didn't. What I did do was take note of prevailing winds, the location of the sun throughout the year, and from that I began to draw a basic outline of the shape of the garden, where the plants and paths would go, but I had no idea what exactly I'd be planting. And I still don't, because we plant the plants that come to us, either through gifts, seeds, discarded plants from landscaping jobs, or exciting discoveries at the local nursery. This hill here is almost entirely from gifts from my friend Catherine and discarded plants that Gilberto's rescued and nursed back to health. It's important to allow yourself time for discovery, to discover new plants, new ideas, new concepts you want to play with and explore in your garden. It's important to allow yourself space to receive gifts from fellow plant lovers and friends and have a place for them waiting in your garden. And it's important to allow time for your plants to grow, to really understand just the way they grow, how big they get, what type of care they require. And then you'll start to see areas that you want to fill in, or maybe new colors you want to add, or certain functions left to fill. So give yourself the gift of taking your time and enjoying the lifelong endeavor of gardening, because there is no destination. It's just a process of connecting with nature and your true self. As for your greenhouse and chicken coop, it's a great idea to draw on paper where you want these structures, and then mark that area on your property with stakes and imagine the structure there and see how you like it. Make sure you're familiar with the patterns of sun and shade throughout the entire year. Generally speaking, greenhouses need sun and chicken coops need shade. Once you've decided where your structures go, take your time creating something that you'll truly cherish. When it comes to planting, consider experimenting with just one single plant guild. So a fruit tree, a nitrogen fixing shrub, flowers to attract pollinators, herbs to repel pests, and ground cover to protect the soil. Get familiar with your local nurseries and garden clubs, and ask for recommendations on the best time to plant in your area and the best varieties that will thrive without you having to constantly baby them and tend to them. As you gain confidence and knowledge, you can then add another guild and another, and before you know it, you'll have your whole food forest. If you can, invite your family into the process, because the garden is a beautiful space to spend time with the ones you love.
Hey there. Thank you so much for watching. I wanted to provide a brief little update about me and the garden and what's in store for next week. As you may have known, I injured my thumb. I ruptured 2 tendons and had to have them surgically sewed back together, and was in a cast for 8 weeks, which severely limited my ability to garden and do pretty much anything. And I now have my cast off, and I've been in physical therapy working on regaining my ability to move it, the flexibility. And there's a lot of scar tissue that we're working through. So it's a slow process, but slowly every day I'm gaining more abilities to garden. And this whole process has taught me a lot, but it's also had me revisit a book that I read back in 2020 called The Resilient Gardener. And I'll put a link to this book in the description. It's just a great reminder of the importance of designing a garden that sustains us, because the last thing you want to happen in a crisis is for your garden to die, because you really want your garden to help you get better and thrive and weather whatever storms and crisis this life can have for us. And I know I was super grateful for my garden, for super nutritional smoothies and for healing salves and for nutrient dense stir fries and meals and things like that. And I was really grateful for all the work that Gilberto and I did in the beginning to create this water battery that I'm sitting on, and a lot of the design decisions that helped make this garden really resilient. So if you're looking for more information besides what I have in my videos, I also recommend checking out this book. Hopefully I'll post it by next week. I have a little surprise, something I've been crafting that is with roses. So I'm very excited to share that. And I think that's everything. I am wishing you a happy spring. I wish you and your family health and prosperity in your garden, and take some time to just enjoy the beauty.